Morris, who's with us now. Sarah, how's it looking there right now? What can we expect to come out of these extended talks?
Well, it's been a difficult night, and one of the things that's being highlighted this morning, particularly by the Spanish press, like Diario.es, a left-wing website, is the fact that the Chilean president, Carolina Schmidt, has appealed to Teresa Rivera, the Spanish environment minister, to divide up the leading of the talks to try to find a consensus. The Spaniards will take the bulk of some of the still contentious issues to allow the Chilean presidency to focus on what is proving one of the most difficult areas to reach consensus on, and that is the carbon market. The rules of that carbon emissions trading market are proving very difficult to agree between the countries. One of the problems is that there is a problem of double accounting. That is basically that the countries would be awarded under that carbon market for reducing their CO2 emissions. They would get credits and they'd be able to trade those with other countries and companies that need more CO2 emissions. The problem is some of the critics say that under the setup, the current rules in the text, both countries, both the country that has done the environmental action of cutting the emissions and the emitters that are buying those credits would be able to chalk up those credits. That's something that has to be firmed up. The other problem is the countries are being asked to raise their commitments based on the Paris Agreement, because the scientists say that the current action being taken by countries isn't going to be good enough to limit global warming to the 1.5 to 2 degrees rise that was committed to under the Paris Agreement. And if they don't do that, there could come a point of no return for the planet where the consequences for the environment are disastrous. The problem, of course, one of the problems is that the United States is withdrawing from the Paris Agreement, and that has sent out a bad message to some of the other countries. Some countries like Brazil and China saying, why are they being asked to cut their emissions when other countries, developed countries, have done very nicely from using fossil fuels for their economic growth. The talks are going to continue, and we'll have to see if a deal can finally be thrashed out.
Well, on that note of the deal, I mean, there's been criticism and disappointment, really, from environmental charities who say that any deal is going to be falling far short of what's needed.
That's right. There's been widespread disappointment as the summit has gone on, both from those young activists like Greta Thunberg, who attended this summit in Madrid. As she said that there was no longer hope from the politicians, but there was hope from the people who were willing, as the street demonstrations showed, she said, people were willing to change their lifestyles to try to save the planet. But we've heard already reactions from the text as it's unfolding, those draft agreements as they're being produced by Chile. We've seen, for instance, Christian Aid saying children in countries like India were having their future betrayed. The WWF saying the commitments were extremely poor, even watering down some of those commitments signed up in the Paris Agreement. Scientists also very disappointed. And we saw yesterday that one of the protesters actually dumped a ton of manure just outside the summit, saying that was how he qualified what was going on inside the summit.
OK, Sarah, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for that update, Sarah Morris, our correspondent in Madrid. To Lebanon.